Hi, this is Lorena, and I wanted to do a video for you on how to make half square triangles. The reason I wanted to do this tutorial first is because I wanted to share 3 different ways on how to make them. Well, you know, making half square triangles is not my favorite thing to do, but they're necessary on making these beautiful quilt blocks. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this video too is because I designed a quilt pattern that's going to have a lot of these in them. A lot of them. A lot. You know, I just thought this video would be helpful to you if you want to do the quilt top when I make the quilt block. Yeah, so I'll see you in the half square triangle making. Okay. One of the ways of making half square triangles is using what they call thangles. Yeah, they're called thangles. You buy them at a quilt store, or you could buy them online now at Amazon. And you have to buy specifically to the size of the block pattern or the block size that you need. So these are thangles. That's what this looks like, hopefully. And they have different sizes that you need, and they also come in a roll. Okay, they're thangles. Thangles. This is what a tangle looks like. One thing I like about thangles is that you can get a light and a dark fabric and just make a huge long strip and just sew on the dotted line that the tangle says to sew on. Sumit this in, and then I'm going to spin everything. It gets to a point where it becomes like one whole piece of fabric. You start to trim everything. And you trim the top, all the dark, the solid line. So what you do is you fold the paper, and when you're sewing the thangles, I recommend that you stitch down. You go down like to 2 stitches instead of 2.5, because that will happen. This is one of the cons to it, but what I really like about this, if you open these half square triangles, they should be exactly what they need to be, but we'll test that theory. I went ahead and I ironed all my half square triangles. With the strip that you saw, I ended up sewing and making 30 half square triangles. What is really neat about this tangle is that you can literally put, you should be able to put any of these blocks and line it up to the measurement, and it should measure exactly 1.5, but when it's finished, it's a 1 inch. Any half square triangle, and it should be 1.5, as you could see. One of the things that I love about thangles is that you make yourself a whole bunch of these very quickly. You can get them done. Like I did these in less than probably 15-10 minutes. Let's talk about cons to these. Well, you have to pie these to the size that you want them, and sometimes they don't have the size you need, which, you know, that could happen. Also, too, you have to buy them. These, for a stack of these, came out to $5 to $6, give or take. Now, what I like about them is it gives you the instruction, what size to cut the strip, what size, when you finish the half square triangle and trim it, it'll be 3.5, and what size it will be finished, which is great. It tells you kind of everything you need to know. So let me show you the second way. And I'm hot, so I pinned my hair back. I hope you don't mind, because it's hot in my house. It's hot here in Texas. Well, it's been raining, so now it's humid, which is kind of, it's hot and sticky. So, yeah. In this section of the video, you're going to have to dust off the cobwebs of your old math skills and try to remember how to multiply fractions. It's all about math. You know, when you thought you'd never use math again? Well, welcome to Quilter's piecing tutorials. I'm glad I took algebra twice. I think I took pre-algebra twice too. I wasn't that good at math. Ugh. Okay, and then you get a ruler. Then you're going to sew on this side all the way down, and across. You trim all the lines that you do. I hope this works, guys, because this is going to be a lot of fun if it's accurate. So here's my 8 half square triangles. I'm going to get my handy dandy ruler and see if they're consistent, because that's what matters to me. It doesn't really matter shortcuts if they're not consistent. I should iron, but it's okay. I don't have time right now. They need to be 3.5. And honestly, they're perfect 3.5 inch half square triangles. There's one. Perfect. This is a really good 3.5. Perfect. Okay, this is a great way to get a whole bunch of half square triangles cut in one shot. The only thing is you have to get some of your math skills out there and do math with fractions. But from my understanding, all you have to do is get the measurement, add 7/8 to the measurement. So if you want a 2 inch half square triangle, add 7/8 times 2. And then whatever that measurement is what you cut your square out. And if you cut your square out to that measurement, you should have 8 half square triangles that are 2.5. So your finishing block comes out to 2. I believe you could do this with any measurement. From my understanding, I will download the link below. I think it's a Craft C link, but you need to be good at fractions. Oh, I can't. I got this wrong. I told you I wasn't good at math. Not my fault. Well, it is. So I have a whole bunch. I have 8 half square triangles that are 3 1/4. Is there a pattern out there? I'm going to have to trim them down to 3. It's some pretty petite fabric, too. Supposed to be a professional. Now, I am going to, this week, download a PDF to load in this quilting Facebook group. And I'm going to download several different types of blocks. I'm going to create one block, and when I create that block, I'm going to download different variations of how you could do this block and make different variations of quilt tops if you do this block. And I just thought this would be a lot of fun. You guys asked me to do a tutorial on half square triangles, so here it is. How to make half square triangles, different ways of making them, and also too, I'm going to do a block that is a dense, heavily half square triangle block, and I'm downloading a PDF of a quilt top that has a lot of half square triangles. So by the time I show you this block and you do it with me, you're going to be a half square triangle professional. I need a fan. I need a fan. Ah. No, I need this kind of fan. It's hot in here, man. Texas is hot. And now it's raining, so it's not that hot, but it's like a hot, humid. Okay, drama. So if you're not good at math, you can use this calculator to get the exact measurements you want. So it's, if you want the block to be 3, then you add 7/8 to it times 2 equals 7.75, which is 7 3/4. Apparently, you could do this with any size block. There's ways. There's ways out there now. We're lucky we have phones. We didn't do this before. We used to have to write it all on pencil and paper. That's what old school used to be. Oh, you people don't know that. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.